Hi guys, welcome to my garden, or what's left of my garden. It's December and today is really warm. It's like 70 something degrees. So we're going to take this day to clean up the garden. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that we have a very large garden in the summer. We don't do much of a winter garden or a fall garden. We usually just clean it all up and start over next year. But one thing I want to bring to your attention is milkweed. I have a lot of other videos on butterfly bushes and how to get a butterfly garden. This was my butterfly garden. As you can see, everything is about dead, except for this milkweed right here still has some bloom. And I have been a very bad gardener this year for a couple of reasons. Number one, I wanted to make some seeds. I wanted to get some milkweed seeds. So I'm going to show you how to do that. The only way you can do that is by allowing your milkweed to grow and die. And when it dies and dries up, you'll see that here are some milkweed seeds. They're blowing away, so they're going to bloom all over my garden. But they're attached to this little silky stuff. That's the actual milkweed that's dried up. And you will keep these seeds, and that is what you will plant for next year. So I wanted to gather some milkweed seeds, which I already have. So now what I need to do is to be a responsible milkweed owner, you need to cut it down. Why do you need to cut your milkweed down? This is so irresponsible. And why is it irresponsible? It is irresponsible because milkweed is what monarch butterflies use to, that is the only plant that monarch butterflies eat and lay their eggs on, make their cocoons and procreate on. So I planted these with the intention of having butterflies in my garden, which I did. But I let them go because I wanted seeds. But what I really needed to do was cut them down. You want to cut them down because if this is tropical milkweed, and we, although we're in the south and it's 70 degrees here, tropical milkweed is native to places like Southern California, Mexico, and butterflies, so it's not native to my area. A native milkweed that would be native to my area would be common milkweed. It's more pink. I know this is tropical milkweed because number one, I planted it. Number two, it's orange. Orange is Mexican milkweed and tropical milkweed. If you have orange milkweed in your garden, it is essential that you cut it down in the winter because the butterflies will come over here and they will stay. Because they have a place to stay, right? Because it doesn't get cold enough to kill the milkweed. As you can see, it's almost January 1st and we have blooms. So the butterflies are supposed to fly south, just like birds. And if you give them a place to live, they won't because they're lazy. They're like, we're not going to fly south. There's all I need to live here. And if you do that, what happens is something happens and they will get a disease because they don't fly south. And then that kills, and then they go and pass this disease on to other butterflies and that kills them. So it's important if you have orange milkweed and you're not in Mexico or Southern California, maybe Texas, but anywhere above that, if you have orange milkweed, tropical milkweed, you need to cut it down in the winter. And like I said, I should have cut it down earlier, but I wanted to get some seeds. Now that I've got my seeds, it's time to cut it back. You just cut it back like that.
Damn.
And then next year, it will grow right back up. It'll grow and it'll be fine. But if you leave it here, you are doing a disservice to the butterflies that you are trying to protect, which is why you planted it in the first place. So, milkweed. Milkweed is... Oh, it just broke my scissors. Ah, these are my crappy garden scissors anyway.
I bought those scissors when I was in like 9th grade.
Well, they have seen their day. The
It
milkweed
was like
took 'em out.
1997.
Another couple things about milkweed, it is poisonous to your pets. If you have a cat that likes to eat things that... Milkweed's not a good plant to have. My cat doesn't care about milkweed, so I haven't had a problem with it. Even the milkweed that I have over here in the pots is still kind of growing strong. Like I said, it's important to cut this milkweed and get rid of it. If you just throw it down like this, like I did, it could possibly root and continue to grow. So if you have the orange milkweed, I would suggest changing to a native species in your area. And you can find that by Googling it or whatever. My native species, like I said, is called common milkweed. It's pink. But I researched this and knew that when I planted it, I would need to cut it back. So that is what I'm doing. If you want to be responsible, you need to cut it back. Otherwise, milkweed is really great. It's perfect for bringing monarch butterflies into your garden. And yeah, that's really all there is to it. It grows up really big and tall like this. So, and you can find it in swamps if you just happen to be walking around lakes or swampy areas in your region. You can usually identify it because, as you can see, it you can identify it by looking at it and finding it in your area. Anyway, I just wanted you guys to know what I thought about the milkweed. It's a big deal. A lot of people don't know that they need to cut back their milkweed. So let me know down in the comments what is the milkweed that is native to your area. A lot of people like to plant butterfly bush. I personally, as far as a butterfly garden goes, I have found that carrots are the best. You don't get monarch butterflies because, like I said, milkweed is the only plant that a monarch butterfly will spawn on, will procreate on. But if you want swallowtails, which were also beautiful, you can just plant carrots and they will eat the carrots, and then they will, and peas, carrots and peas, they love carrots and peas. They will eat them as caterpillars, and then they will turn into chrysalis and turn into butterflies in your garden. So
Don't be butterfly prejudiced.
sure, there's plenty of butterflies. There's moths too, right? There's all kinds of plants. But a lot of people plant these milkweed for monarch butterflies, but then they don't understand that they are killing the monarch species by allowing them to be planted in areas that they're not native to and by not cutting them back. So make sure you cut yours back. And also make sure you like and subscribe to this video. Thanks.